as you can see, we've clipped off the top of the hair and the rest of the braids so that they don't get in the way while you try to focus on this braid, and just for maneuverability around the rest of the head. So starting with the first strand, you want to start at the bottom or the ends of the hair. With a wide tooth comb, you want to start as close to the bottom as possible by piercing the middle section of the hair strand and gently coming down. Again, that's piercing the middle of the hair strand and gently coming down. The reason we do this as close to the bottom as possible is to avoid the hair from tangling any further. If you were to, say, start up higher and try to come down, it's likely the hair is going to get into a knot or a tangle somewhere along the lines. And it could even potentially end up hurting or tugging at the hairline. We don't want that either. So you continue from the bottom, grabbing from the middle and pulling down. And you just continue this process as you continue to go up the hair. Piercing the comb into the middle, pulling that strand down. Now you can also do this without a comb for more experienced braiders. Simply do the exact same technique, only with your fingers, your thumbs, and your pointers. You want to pierce the middle of the hair, pull the section apart, and then continue to pull it apart going down. Again, starting as close to the braid as possible, piercing the middle section with your fingers and pulling it apart. Continue to pierce and pull, pierce and pull. Now the same thing when you do with your fingers. You don't want to be starting up here when the braid is still down here, because it's going to cause tension on the hair, but then it's also just going to cause the hair to not entangle at the bottom. So you just want to pierce and pull, pierce and pull, pierce and pull. Now there is another way to do this, and I'll show you here in just a moment. When taking down hair that's been in braids for quite a while, it's a good idea to stretch out the roots here as I'm doing, to make it easier to detangle the hair later. Getting a wide tooth comb, starting at the bottom of the hair, and just combing out any of those dead ends, the dead hair. When I've secured a section and I'm ready to move on to the next, it is simplest to just very loosely twist the hair so that you know that section has been detangled and the braid has been removed. And then you can move on to the next section. Now another method for removing the braid from the hair, instead of going into the braid from the top like you learned just a moment ago, you could also go in from the back of the braid. Instead of going on top and down, we're going to go behind the braid, pierce the braid, and pull down. Again, we're going to go behind the braid, pierce the braid, and pull down. Behind the braid, pierce and pull down. Behind the braid, pierce it and pull down. Now, as you can see, to help guide me, I'm going to have my hands kind of in this kind of angle where I have kind of the peace sign holding the section up here so that I'm not pulling on the hair at the top. And then I have this section down here, these two fingers, gripping the end piece. So I know that when I pierce the comb through the back, I want to stay as close to the bottom versus the middle of the braid as possible. So when I pierce, my fingers are going to kind of guide me to where I need to be. So the bottom of the braid is here. I'm going to pierce, come down, move the fingers up. Pierce, pierce, move the fingers up. Pierce, pierce, and pierce. Similarly, you can do this same technique with your fingers. Instead of pushing your hands in and separating, you push the back fingers into the hair up and pull out that way. So essentially, you push in and pull out. Now, either technique can be used. There's really no rhyme or reason to which technique you try. So give them both a try. Let me know if you find one more convenient or a little bit easier to do than the other. And as always, remember, thanks. If you want more details on how to detangle and remove shed hair, click the link below to the other video I have on how to detangle hair. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Peace and love.